Is Tom Cruise actually celebrating Nicole Kidman's divorce? And is Nicole Kidman actually thinking about getting back together with Keith Urban? Nicole Kidman, Keith Urban update for you. Yeah, apparently Nicole Kidman's planning a shock reunion with Keith Urban. We have to do this for our girls. And also, yes, Tom Cruise apparently breaking his silence over his ex-wife Nicole Kidman's split from Keith Urban, calling it karma.
Everyone's talking about Nicole Kidman again this week because a pair of viral reports just set the internet on fire. One claims Tom Cruise privately reacted to Nicole's divorce by calling it karma. And another says Nicole is secretly preparing to reunite with Keith Urban for the holidays after being blindsided by the breakup. Both stories have been exploding across news sites, social media feeds, and fan forums. And the truth behind them? It's messier, stranger, and far more complicated than anyone expected. But before we unpack everything, I want to hear from you. Do you think Tom Cruise would ever comment on Nicole and Keith's split again, even behind closed doors? Or are these rumors just tabloids trying to stir drama around three celebrities who've spent decades in the spotlight? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're finding this interesting already, hit like and tap that hype button so more people can join the conversation. So here's where everything began. Just days ago, the story of Nicole's supposed holiday reunion with Keith Urban started to trend again, thanks to a new report that framed the move as emotional, unexpected, and heartbreaking. Fans were shocked because the divorce only became public 2 months ago. The separation was sudden, filled with speculation, and surrounded by a level of silence that made people wonder what was really going on. And now, suddenly there's talk of a December reunion under the same roof. According to insiders, Nicole has been struggling behind the scenes. She attended Paris Fashion Week with what many fans call her revenge look. But behind the glamour, viewers noticed sadness in her eyes. Allegedly, she felt blindsided by the breakup, and the last 6 months have been hard on her emotionally. Meanwhile, Keith has been nonstop touring, working, and avoiding most public commentary. Their daughters have reportedly been caught in the middle of all of this, trying to cope with the sudden changes. This is where the news story takes a turn. Sources say the children haven't seen their father much in the last half year, simply because of conflicting schedules and travel demands. People close to Nicole say she's been doing everything she can to keep things stable, structured, and predictable for them. And as Christmas gets closer, she's been considering something that goes against everything she's feeling, bringing the family together again, even if it means spending the holidays with her estranged husband. Insiders claim Nicole's motivation is simple. The girls want normalcy. They want to feel like a family during the holidays. They want to be with both parents, even if just for one day. And Nicole, allegedly, is willing to put her own heartbreak aside to make that happen. For some people, this sounds selfless and admirable. For others, it sounds like a carefully crafted public relations move to reshape her image during a very emotional time. But while Nicole's reunion story was gaining attention, something else hit the internet like a lightning strike. Multiple outlets began spreading a new headline. Tom Cruise breaks his silence on Nicole's divorce, calls it karma. And just like that, the narrative shifted overnight. Suddenly, it wasn't just a story about a family trying to navigate the holidays. It became a story about Hollywood history repeating itself. If you lived through the 90s, you remember how massive Tom and Nicole were. They were the golden couple on red carpets, magazine covers, and film premieres. Their breakup was one of the most shocking Hollywood splits of that decade. Tom took the public blame. Nicole received most of the sympathy, and the narrative stuck for years. So when this new karma headline surfaced, people were ready to believe it instantly. The rumor claimed Tom had been telling friends he felt vindicated by Nicole's divorce. It implied he'd always believed their marriage was mismatched. It even suggested he felt annoyed when Keith Urban was painted as the savior who rescued Nicole from their past life together. But here's the thing. None of these claims came with real sources. They were vague, recycled, and strangely similar to old rumors from months ago. This is where everything began to unravel. Entertainment reporters started speaking out, not to confirm the rumor, but to debunk it. Journalist Rob Shooter, who has legitimate insider access, stated clearly that Tom never broke his silence. According to him, Tom would not comment on Nicole and Keith under any circumstances. In fact, those who know him say he keeps his personal life locked down tighter than almost anyone else in Hollywood. That's when people started realizing something big. The Karma headline wasn't new. It was repackaged. It was recycled content, presented as breaking news, pushed out again because of Nicole's divorce and the holiday reunion speculations. Once you look closely, the quotes match older stories that were already flagged as unverified. But the internet moves fast, and people love drama. So the rumor lived again. And honestly, when you take Tom's real behavior into account, the rumor barely holds up. Tom Cruise is one of the most private stars in the entire industry. He rarely speaks about family matters, avoids bringing up Nicole entirely, and keeps everything sealed behind NDAS and decades-long personal boundaries. Even people he trusts 1,000% say he is careful, extremely careful, about what he discusses and with whom. There's also the sensitive history involving their children. After the divorce, their adopted kids eventually distanced themselves from Nicole due to reported religious differences. It was painful, emotional, and widely misunderstood by the public. People who've studied Tom's career say he would never publicly risk reopening those wounds, especially not through casual comments to friends. And let's not forget his current public image rebuild. Tom has spent the last several years focusing entirely on his work, his fans, and the movie industry. His love for filmmaking has been front and center. He's been promoting the theatrical experience, reconnecting with audiences, and staying out of personal drama. The last thing he'd want is to get tangled in a divorce narrative that doesn't involve him. So if Tom didn't comment, who did? That's the mystery fueling this week's speculation. Some people believe the rumor was born from recycled tabloid copy, text republished by entertainment sites chasing clicks. Others believe a single offhand comment from an unnamed source spiraled into a headline that sounded juicier than the truth. And then there's the theory that the timing was intentional. Nicole's Christmas reunion story was trending, so attaching Tom's name guaranteed viral traction. Meanwhile, fans of Nicole and Keith have been trying to figure out what the reunion really means. Is it about giving the children a stable environment? Is it about easing tensions? Is it a sign of reconciliation? Or is it just one emotional holiday meant to help the girls heal after a difficult year? So far, neither Nicole nor Keith has publicly addressed the rumor, and that silence has only made the speculation grow. Some supporters believe Nicole is simply doing what any parent would do, focusing on her children. They see her emotional struggle, her attempts to stay strong at public events, and her determination to maintain stability. Other fans argue the timing feels off. They wonder if the reunion story is a way to soften her image during a sensitive moment, especially as holiday photos can shift public perception dramatically. Keith Urban has also remained quiet. He's been pouring his energy into studio sessions and live performances. People who've attended his recent shows say he's been in good spirits, focused, and professional. But silence doesn't mean indifference. According to insiders, he still loves being a father, and the idea of a holiday reunion with the girls brings him a sense of nostalgia and comfort. And then there's Nicole herself. She's always spoken about her love for Christmas, hot weather, good food, family traditions. Holidays were a huge part of her marriage with Keith. So the idea of letting the girls reconnect with their father during the season that matters most to her does make emotional sense, even if it means she has to face complicated feelings behind closed doors. So where does that leave Tom? Completely out of the situation. Insiders say he's been focusing on upcoming film projects, training, and spending time with the people in his small, trusted inner circle. The only reaction he reportedly had to the rumor was an eye roll. And even that detail came from an unnamed associate, not from Tom himself. As this story continues to unfold, the public is keeping a close eye on Christmas. If Nicole and Keith are photographed together with the girls, it will confirm the reunion report. If they aren't, it will spark an entirely new wave of questions. The emotional intensity surrounding their split has made any possible interaction a headline waiting to happen. And that brings us to the deeper truth behind all of this. Hollywood stories like these stick because they're tied to decades of history. Tom and Nicole were once America's favorite couple. Nicole and Keith became a symbol of healing and renewal. When something major happens to any of them, people can't help revisiting the past. That's why these stories resurface again and again, especially during emotional moments like divorces, holidays, and reunions. Whether Tom truly feels anything about Nicole's new situation is something the public will never know. And honestly, that's probably the point. The man keeps his world sealed tight for a reason. He doesn't want his private thoughts turned into public talking points. But that doesn't stop the internet from trying. As for Nicole, the next few weeks will reveal more than any source statement could. Family plans, holiday appearances, and public outings will tell the real story. Fans are waiting, watching, and hoping the girls get the comfort they deserve after a tough year. And that leaves us with the final question. Will this holiday reunion heal anything between Nicole and Keith? Or is it simply one emotional moment that won't change the long-term direction of their lives? The answer will only become clear with time. And you can bet the entertainment world will be paying close attention. So that's the untold truth behind the viral reports. What do you think really happened here? Drop your theories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And if you want more celebrity deep dives and behind-the-scenes drama, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and tap that hype button so this gets pushed out to more people. See you in the next one.